Test. Good evening. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. We do have two tornado warnings that have just gone active in the southeastern portion of the state, as well as several severe thunderstorm warnings. Turning severe once again for that same portion of the area that was hit earlier today. So we'll go ahead and start getting right into that information. If you would not mind, please tap the share button at the bottom portion of your screen. Get this video out on your news feed so that your friends and family can view it. And overall, just help us spread this information. Thank you to everyone that helps us share the broadcast. We appreciate your help with that. So real quickly, going to go over the overview here, and then we'll talk more in depth on some things here. So, starting with these tornado warning boxes, let's start with this one here. Tornado warning remains in effect until 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time for southeastern Laurel, Knox, north central Whitley, and south central Clay counties in southeastern Kentucky. This is a radar indicated rotation. Tornado and quarter-sized hail are the main threats with this. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Danger storm will be near Bertha Station around 7:25 p.m. and around Emmanuel at about 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on that warning box. There's a separate tornado warning here. Let's go ahead and read that bulletin. That is also for Knox, McCreary, and Whitley counties. This is tornado and quarter-sized hail. Once again, it is also radar indicated rotation. That cell will be near Cumberland Falls around 7:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Bark, Camp, Walden, and Faber. So once again, if you would not mind, please share the broadcast. Help us spread this information out. Once again, this part of the line should not have been this severe, but here we are with it. So last minute changes. I appreciate everyone that's sharing the broadcast and all the likes that we're seeing come across the screen as well. Thank you for your help with that. Severe thunderstorm warnings also do exist back out here from Monticello up towards Somerset. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, the main threat here. There's also a tornado possible tag on this cell, so 3 potential tornado warned areas here very soon. Another severe thunderstorm warning does exist out here for Leslie and Clay County. This also has a tornado possible tag. So you have 4 boxes here, yellow and red, all have a tornado possible tag on them. So once again, it's almost out of Kentucky. We're almost done with this. But before it leaves, it's going to leave its mark. So let's go ahead and look at the velocity charts here and see what we have rolling on. So we do see some spikes, once again down here for just south of Corbin, Kentucky, going to Woodbine more specifically. If you're in Corbin, you should already be in your safe spot. Girdler, Cannon, Barberville, Woolham, going up, and then once again over here toward Canada Town, Honeybee, Sawyer, down to Wolford, and Woodbine. And once again, all of those locations should be in their safe spots. Also, if you are in Monticello, Kentucky, going up towards Somerset and Burnside, this is not a tornado warned box, but it does have a tornado possible tag on it. You should also be in your safe spot. Over here toward Roark, Plank, Brightside, headed toward Mazzell, Chappelle, Stinnett, Kentucky. You should also be in your safe spot. This also has a tornado possible tag on this box. So all 4 warnings down here have a tornado possible tag with them. Starting to see a real kick up on rotation here just to the north of Honeybee here, just to the south of Sawyer, going right toward Youngs Creek, Kentucky, along the I-75 corridor there. We're seeing a real tick up on rotation at that spot. I'm going to go ahead and just look around for the radars here, see if we have any better views. So yeah, again, you can see even on the radar that's to the south. Sorry for all the stuttering. I just got done eating. You have some rotation occurring on the other radars as well. So this is pretty good evidence here that rotation is actually occurring. You see it on multiple radars. That's usually pretty good evidence there. So once again, along this Highway 90 stretch here, just to the north of Cumberland Falls State Park, I should say, heading east, you see these red arrows here. Let me go make sure you can see that correctly. That is the path of the best rotation that's being picked up by the WeatherWise radar. So once again, I want to say a real quick thank you to everyone that's sharing the broadcast. Again, you guys don't understand how many messages we get after these broadcasts saying someone shared it, they didn't even know who it was, and their lives were impacted by it. So you guys really do make an impact with the shares. So that's why we're always talking about it and always, asking for folks to share it. So thank you guys for your help with that. We appreciate you. Again, everywhere else, Kentucky, no threat. It is quite literally just this bottom corner of the state, and then it's gone, and we're done. We're done. Everywhere else, Kentucky, you're fine. I'm not going to answer about specific locations that are hundreds of miles away from this. It's quite literally just this bottom corner of Kentucky. That's it. So just to put that out there real quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look, and you see the action going on. They have a perhaps large tornado on the ground, just to the south of Kentucky border in Tennessee. There, just to the what is it, north of Nashville, or east of Nashville, I should say. It started back toward Nashville. That's why I was thinking of Nashville there. Pretty large tornado on the ground, perhaps there. It's been a tornado warning cell for a while. Going back up here to our radar over here, I'm also gonna check the Pembroke radar. I'm trying. The problem with this cell in Monticello is that it's kind of in a radar gap, so it's really hard to see exactly what's happening there. Hopefully, we'll get some better looks on that. I'm also going to check correlation coefficient charts. I do see a correlation drop here, so this is perhaps an indication of debris being lofted up into the atmosphere and the radar picking it up near Daniel Boone National Forest, just to the southwest of Corbin, Kentucky, and just the northwest of Williamsburg, Kentucky, heading toward I-75. This could be a tornado on the ground there in that area. Let's go ahead and also check over here. I do also see a correlation drop over here a little bit, but it's a bit more widespread. So usually that indicates some upper level rotation. So I expect that when I click on the hail chart here, it should brighten up, and there it is. So this is likely a hail core over here for this cell in far east Kentucky along Highway 421 there, going down to Highway 406 over here toward Plank and Bright Shade, Kentucky. And then once again over here toward Stinnett and what is that? I don't even know how to say that. Hoskinston, Kentucky. Nice hail core there, probably up to about 1.5 inches in diameter. The main rotations right now that I'm seeing is right over Corbin, Kentucky, and then just to the south of Sawyer, just to the north of Honeybee. So all those folks should be in their safe spots. Once again, let's go ahead and read this Monticello warning. It still has that tornado possible tag on it. So Monticello, you should be in your safe spot. Even though you're not technically under a tornado warning, it has a tornado possible tag on it. As you can, I'm going to go ahead and just go to the full display here. I'm not going to mess around with this. As you can see on the top here from our WeatherWise radar, it has a tornado possible tag on it. So you want to treat those warnings like they're a tornado warning. Again, looks like they just issued a tornado or a severe thunderstorm watch. Again, why are we so late with these watches today? All day. Like, you can't throw a watch out after it's already started. Like, that's just not how that's supposed to work. Sorry. That's just not how that's supposed to work. But once again, just want to reiterate for those of you that may be tuning in from the other 95% of Kentucky, you're fine. Everyone else is clear. Just rain, just thunderstorms, just casual thunderstorms, lots of lightning. Everywhere else is fine. It is quite literally just this bottom right corner of the state, and it's almost out of here. It's been a very long. This started all the way back at 5 a.m. It's been a very long day, and it's almost out of here. So for those of you that may be in other locations worried about what may be coming, again, you are all clear. Just casual rain, thunderstorms, maybe some hail involved. Nothing severe. It's quite literally just this bottom right corner of the state. And I'm going to turn off this watch box so that way we can clear up the radar there a little bit. Again, Rebecca, everywhere else in the state is all clear. You're not even anywhere remotely close to this, and it's already past you. Charles, thank you for the update there. We appreciate that. Yeah, Carla, it's quite literally just this bottom corner of the state. That's it. So I'll use my drawing pen real quickly by WeatherWise here, and we will draw. It is quite literally from Monticello to maybe Cumberland, Kentucky, and then just this little corner. It is just that purple circle. The other 95% of Kentucky, you're good to go. Barberville, you're in that tornado warning, and you do have 2 separate tornado cells that may be tracking toward Barberville, so you need to be in your safe spot until you hear my voice say clear. These are all moving east. You can follow the directions of the boxes here. So east, 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 maybe a little bit southeast, maybe a little bit southeast on this one as well. So these are all moving mainly east. Monticello, Kentucky, you're in a severe thunderstorm warning that has a tornado possible tag on it, so you should treat that like it's a tornado warning. You should be in your safe spot. Again, I want to say real quickly, I know I've said it a lot, but thank you guys for sharing the broadcast. I appreciate you. Again, you guys have no idea how much you help with that, spreading the information out. Thank you for your part, or thank you for doing your part. We appreciate that, and I'm sure those folks that get to watch the broadcast because you shared it appreciate that. Thank you very much. Checking this warning here over here. It also has a tornado possible tag, but this looks more like a hell core to me. Is there? Yes, there is. I want to check some of these velocities from the southern side. Looking okay. Looks like this cell to the far east might need to be tornado warned soon. We'll keep an eye on that. That's heading out toward Hyden, Kentucky, the very far eastern portion of the state. And you see how these tracks are a little bit different for each storm. So again, you follow the boxes here. So you have this storm moving northeast, this storm moving east, this storm slightly southeast, this storm slightly southeast. So these are indications of supercells. Supercells will rapidly move in one way, either left moving or right moving. So when they deviate from the original storm motion, which is right now is west to east or a little bit southeast, when they deviate and start going northeast or straight west to east, that's a pretty good indication that something is occurring there. Again, everywhere else, Kentucky is just fine. We're really just focused on this bottom right portion of the state. There is no threat for the rest of the state, besides obviously just regular thunderstorms. But those are non-severe, so we're not focused on those. I really wish we had a radar like right here in the bottom corner of the state. You'd think in 2025 we'd have just radars everywhere. Pro Rancher, thank you very much. I appreciate that update there on YouTube. Tornado warnings for these red boxes that you see on your screen. So for Corbin, Kentucky, and once again for Canada Town, Welford, Goldberg, or Goldbug, I should say, Barberville. The two big cities out here, Barberville and Corbin, are included in that warning box. And if these are to continue, these would head out toward Harlan, Kentucky, and head out just to the north of Pineville, Kentucky, before eventually exiting the state. Typically, though, once these get to that bottom corner of the state, the very bottom corner, like Harlan, like Pineville, like Cumberland, in those higher elevations, typically tornadoes die out. They don't like very high elevations. So that's what we're looking like there. Check on this. This Monticello storm's just right in the middle of that radar gap, so it's really hard to see. Let me do a different tilt here. Okay, not really seeing a whole incredible amount with that there. Monticello one looks okay. Looks like these storms are starting to lose their rotation, but once again, it's kind of hard to tell because they are heading into that radar gap. The radar gap being down in the corner of the state, unfortunately. Excuse me, I'm trying to clear my throat out. I was in the middle of eating dinner and even when I'm off stream, I'm just watching these nonstop. So I was just watching and I'm like, that's really, really close. And then as soon as I said to myself, that's really, really close, they issued a warning. So put my plate down and ran back here. Yes, James. After this exits this bottom corner of the state, everyone's all done. And again, 97% of the state is already done. So if you're all the way back out here, all of this good chunk, Lexington, E-Town, Louisville, Bowling Green, Hopkinsville, Paducah, so on and so forth, Owensboro, pretty much 90% of the state, you're done. It's quite literally just this bottom corner of the state. Look at these correlation charts real quickly. Again, just really hard to see. I do see a bit of a correlation drop up here, but it's not sure how much we can depend on that because once again, it's going into that radar gap a little bit. This might need to be tornado warned over here along highway. What highway is this? That lightning bolt's right on top of it. Of course it is. Can't tell what highway this is. Along this highway here, just to the west of Roark. Basically, this yellow warning box probably should be upgraded to a tornado warning. I am seeing a bit of a correlation drop. We do see a bit of rotation. It's not anything super impressive. This might be elevated rotation. Let's look at the. Okay, so this is a hell core. These might be large hell cores. What is the hell size on the warning here? Just 1 inch. I have a gut feeling that the hell there is larger than 1 inch. Those are quite impressive hell cores. What happened to my mouse? There it is. Oh, I didn't mean to do precipitation type there. Yes, these are tracking toward Harlan. Fort Campbell is about 120 miles west of this. You're perfectly fine. Yeah, Corbin, Kentucky, you should absolutely be remaining in your safe spots. This has not gotten out of your area yet. How long until it'll be out of Honeybee? The worst is past Honeybee, so probably about another 10 minutes, and then you'll probably be dropped from that warning, maybe even 5 minutes. The worst of it's already past you there. The worst of the rotation, anyway. Only problem is you still got this line back here toward Monticello and Burnside that'll be in your area in about 20 minutes. You probably still have a solid 45 minutes till your threat's over in Honeybee, Kentucky. How much longer the Monticello storm? Maybe about 10 more minutes. Looks like it's kind of already pushing past the Metro Monticello there. There's no issues toward Bowling Green. Bowling Green's all clear. Again, it really is, guys. It's for this bottom corner of the state, and then it's going to keep moving east and leave. So it's maybe 7 or 8 counties down here that's the threat right now. The other 112 counties in the state are perfectly fine. They have, okay, so they trimmed off a little bit on this warning box here, just kind of updating it. And you see the shape of this as well. So I want to point out real quickly, another reason why this is probably warned still, despite there not being a whole lot of rotation on radar, is given the shape of the reflectivity. So if you have that backwards comma there, and you kind of finish the image like this, it looks like a kidney bean. And those are usually your radar images that indicate a supercell is ongoing. So again, really good job on the warning here by the National Weather Service, I believe out of Jackson, to keep this warning going. What about Corbin? Again, still in that tornado warned area. Remain in your safe spots until you are out of this red box. Yeah, Charles, unfortunately, I do fear that March through May is going to be an eventful time. And the reason for that is because we're coming off of the La Nina, basically the cooling of the ocean back out to the west, and we're going to start warming up in that ocean out there back out to the west. And it's going to affect the way our jet streams move. And I think usually when we see that occur, typically Dixie Alley is more of your tornado zone. So the Alabama, the Mississippis of the world down there, and then that kind of sometimes leaks up to us. So that's why the gut feeling is unfortunately not the greatest for this spring. No, James, this radar does not go into the future, and we do not use any radars that go into the future. Radars that go into the future are very, very, very bad. Yeah, Nicole, that's why we've doing it, and we've been doing it for 7 years now, coming up on 8 years here in the next month or so. Amy with the 100 stars, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Willie with the 100 stars, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the likes and the shares across YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate you guys helping us to share our information out. New severe thunderstorm warning has just gone up out here for Cutchin to Cinda to Yeeties. These names out here are insane. To Slimp, to Cornetsville, far eastern Kentucky. Does not have the tornado possible tag on it anymore, which I agree with. And they still have the hail size at 1 inch in diameter out there. Sorry if you guys hear Samuel screaming. He's going crazy tonight. Still seeing, it's not anything super impressive, but still seeing some rotation ongoing just to the east of Corbin. So Corbin, you're clear now. Heading toward Barberville, more specifically Hedrick, Cannon, Girdler, Emmanuel, Kentucky out there in eastern portions of the state. Another solid but not overly impressive signature of rotation about to pass over the I-75 corridor in Walden to Faber, Kentucky. So once again, Corbin, you're clear. The rotation is past you. You're clear at this time from this tornado warning. Technically still included in that box, but you can see for yourself that the rotation is past you. And really, really rare stuff here. We have 2 potential tornadoes on the ground within 15 miles of each other. Within 15 miles for each other. No, nothing for Litchfield. Taylor County is good. Again, guys, I'm just going to keep focusing on this bottom right portion of the state. Everywhere else in Kentucky is all clear, good to go. No more severe weather for the night for you. It is just these bottom 6 to 7 counties down here. That's it. I promise you. Weather in Monticello. Monticello, you've been trimmed out of that severe thunderstorm warning. Your severe, 15-hour stretch should be done. Should be done. Not going to give it all clear just yet for Monticello, though. But you are clear from that one warning. Some nice rotation up here as well. So we have several pockets of rotation. The difference being these 2 over here to your east. So I'm going to take our drawing pin out once again. So this is broad rotation. This is broad rotation. This is broad rotation. All of those point toward a hail threat and damaging wind threat. Good news there. Bad news is over here. These are more surface-based rotations here. We do see a tornado warning come out there. Not entirely uncalled for. Again, we do still see that rotation is actually getting stronger there. So again, the difference being how tight this rotation is. So you see how the green is really bright next to this red, and the red's a lot smaller, almost making a circle. This over here is a lot more wide, a lot more broad. Again, so I do agree with this tornado warning here. Let's go ahead and read the bulletin off here for you. This is radar indicator rotation for Harlan, Leslie, and Clay counties in southeastern Kentucky. This warning does go until 8:15 p.m. Eastern time, and it will be near Bledsoe at 7:45, near Napier at about 7:50, and Big Laurel around 7:55 p.m. Eastern time. So now we have 3 tornado warnings on the radar here, all with not overly impressive radar signatures, but enough to warrant warnings for sure. And we also see, if you look here, I want to also point out, pull out our drawing pin once again from WeatherWise. You see these lightning strikes that are in these circles, just really concentrated. These are all signatures of supercells. So again, we have those kidney bean looks. We have the lightning strikes that are in concentration around the rotation. We have these bright colors popping up on the velocity charts. These are all signatures of supercells that could be producing surface-based tornadic activity. Again, I don't have eyeballs on the ground, so I cannot confirm these at the moment. We'll get confirmations or denials later on. But again, these are all enough signatures via radar to issue those warnings to the National Weather Service out of Jackson, Kentucky. So very good warnings here out of the Jackson, Kentucky National Weather Service office. They've been on it today. They've done a great job. Can't really say that about everybody, but they've done a great job today. Again, we still have that kidney bean look here. Not necessarily kidney bean hook look here, but it does show the potential to start a hook. So again, so here's your kidney bean that I'm talking about. I'll draw it for you. Again, a classic look of perhaps a supercell. Not as clean of a kidney bean look here, more of an oval, so that's why I might be dying down. However, look at this one over here. This one's a little bit different. So you have this main area right here, but you have a hook trying to start to go out on the outflow side of it, or the inflow side of it. So a classic look once again for that one. A little bit different of a look, but another classic look for supercell perhaps starting to mature out there in far eastern Kentucky. You're in Williamsburg and can't see the map. I'll draw it for you real quickly. Williamsburg is right here. Russell Springs, Columbia is all clear for any severe threats. Pike County, this should be just to the south of you. You have this stuff up here, but this is a lot of rain behind this. I don't think this is going to be very severe. I can't rule it out, but my gut feeling is telling me this will just be strong thunderstorm activity. It really is just these bottom like 6 counties of the state, guys. These are the only guys and gals that are under the gun. Everywhere else should be fine. London, Kentucky, this is already past you. You already had this about 20 to 30 minutes ago. You should be all clear from any severe threats. Pull the velocity map back up here once again. I want to also check for any correlation drops. Yeah, we got a little bit of a spike here. It's not as concentrated as you'd like to see when you're looking for perhaps a debris signature, but a little bit of a correlation drop up there for that box for Mazzell, Helton, Chappelle, Roark to Bledsoe, Kentucky. No real big correlation drops. You do have a little bit of one here. This is going to be for Highway 25 West toward Youngs Creek, Kentucky. Heading toward the I-75 corridor. Once again, never a good thing whenever a supercell is going over an interstate, obviously. Again, not as concentrated as you would like to see when it comes to debris signatures. However, there is a bit of evidence present. Bear with the 20 stars. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Barberville, you're under that tornado warning, and that rotation is tracking toward your city. Make sure that you're in your safe spot at this time. I'm not sure where DeWitt, Kentucky is. They still have their warning down here in Tennessee as well. What a mess today. I think the alert day and the severe weather forecast definitely verified today. My goodness, it has been a day. It has been a day. I'm gonna zoom back in here on the main action again. It's just this area that has anything to worry about in the state. So if you see your city name on here, that's for concern. If you do not see your city name on here or a city name that you're close to, you have no concern to worry about. So once again, just kind of look at the map there and see if you see your city name or one close to you. Right, you're still in that tornado warning box. I do think the actual main area of rotation is past you, and it is. Still seeing some pretty clear signatures of rotation going on here. These storms are really holding on. I kind of want to check for 1 second. Looks like they might turn this into severe thunderstorm warning. I do want to check and see. Yeah, there is a little bit of cape out there. Not a whole lot. A little bit of storm energies out there. See what that red is? This is called cape. Basically, this is gas. Like you put gas in your car. This is gas for storms. Not a whole lot. Usually, you want to see that number over 1,000. But in the wintertime, over 500 is certainly doable. And you do see a little bit out there for that southeastern corner of the state. All this blue that you're seeing back here, that is negative energy. It's going to work to stop storms from becoming severe. That is why there's no threat for the rest of Kentucky. It's just in that bottom quarter. So that's a good news there. I do want to check shear. Let me go ahead and check effective shear. Lots of shear down there. So this is why we're seeing a lot of these storms turn a supercellular. Lots of shear down there. Let's check our helicity charts out. Not a whole lot of helicity, so kind of surprising there. I do want to check maybe effective helicity. Yeah, not a whole lot. Maybe the very bottom corner of the state. Just enough. Again, you also see all this red out here. That is negative helicity. So again, working to stop severe weather. So you can genuinely see for yourself. It's only really these bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counties of Kentucky. That's it. The other 114 counties, you are all clear from a severe threat. You might still see thunderstorms, but when it comes to actual severe weather, don't really see that happening for you. Let's check the vorticity out real quickly. There is some vorticity over there as well. Again, negative vorticity for the rest of the state. So every sign points to, again, just these bottom counties here. Okay, so they are allowing both of those tornado warnings to expire. Kind of surprising given that we're seeing an obvious rotation signature. Kind of surprised we're allowing those to expire. I would imagine there's probably a tornado possible tag on this. Let me go ahead and click the box. There is. So tornado possible with this severe thunderstorm warning that is issued for Bell County, Knox County, and Whitley counties in southeastern Kentucky. Let's go ahead and check this warning here as well. Tornado possible tag on this. This is for Laurel, Bell, Knox, and Clay counties in southeastern Kentucky. Tornado warning still does exist for Harlan, Leslie, and Clay counties in southeastern Kentucky. So, again, kind of surprised that this one's warned and these aren't, even though they all indicate rotations ongoing. But nonetheless, obviously, if I were you guys, I would still treat these two yellow boxes here for places like Walker, DeWitt. Oh, I found DeWitt. Field, Rella, Formville, Timsley, Trosper, Warren, not Warren County, make that very clear, Warren City, Artemis, Highway 779 over here, Dishman Springs, Perman. Anyone that's in these yellow boxes here, I would treat this like it's a tornado warning. Obviously, you can see for yourself on the broadcast, these are rotation signatures. I'm not quite sure why there's not a tornado warning for this, but we might see it come out here very soon. Once again, I would treat those like they are tornado warnings. Let's go ahead and check the correlation chart here. Not seeing any big correlation drops. That's really good news there. These two cells might actually ingest each other. We'll have to keep an eye on that. If that does occur, something that's called tornadogenesis can occur. Basically, it's the rapid forming of a tornado. Again, when two cells that are former supercells get around each other and absorb each other and ingest each other, tornadogenesis can occur. Yeah, again, not sure why these are not warned out here. Also, real quickly, I do need to go and retweet these warnings from the National Weather Service, so give me just 1 second. We're doing multiple duties behind the desk today. Caitlin, thank you for your 20 stars. I appreciate that. Barberville's still included in that severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. You need to remain in your safe spots. It has not changed. Correct, Heather. Scottsville's getting a storm. That is correct. However, you're back out here to the west, where that negative energy was in place. You should be just seeing a casual thunderstorm, which that is the case. No severe weather out there. We also still have a severe thunderstorm warning back out here toward Marcia Sliding, along Highway 27 here. Doesn't look like any rotations going on, but some nice wind gusts going on with the likelihood of 1 inch diameter hail. Again, the main focus is right there. I've never. What in the world is Girdler? I have no idea what that city is. I'm not going to lie to you. Can you give me a bigger city near you? Same thing for Canada Town. No idea where that is. I wish I could learn. I wish I could have the memory like some people to learn every. Oh, I see Girdler. There it is. Yeah, rotation's passing you now. Stay in your safe spot in Girdler. Russellville area is all clear. How long till these move out? Well, they're almost out of Kentucky. Probably around the next 45 minutes, and then we're all done. On 11 in Barberville. For what city? What city was that? Oh, that was for the one I already. Okay, that was for Girdler. Okay. Grayson, Kentucky's fine. All clear. Right beside Williamsburg, kind of west. Thank you. There is that tornado warning. I told you guys. I don't know what they were doing. That is about as clear as it gets. That's a rotation going on. About as clear as it gets. That is a really bright signature there of rotation occurring. New tornado warnings active. Let's go ahead and read the bulletin here. This is radar indicated rotation. It is for Harlan, Bell, Knox, Leslie, and Clay counties until 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. And it'll be near Hammond around 7:55 and around Mills at around 8 p.m. Eastern time. Someone asked about Williamsburg. Williamsburg, you still have these severe storms back here to get through, so your threat's not over until that line back there gets to you in about 40 minutes. More Kentucky, you're all clear. No idea where Warfield is. And again, please don't think I'm being mean. I genuinely just do not know where every single small town is. Like for example, I live up here in Radcliffe, Kentucky. I don't expect everyone to know where that's at. So usually, for example, I would say Elizabethtown. A lot of people know where that is. That's a bigger city near me. Same thing for you guys. I have no idea where all these little, especially on East Kentucky, is like, look at this. There's towns everywhere. And I just don't know where all those are. West Kentucky's by far all clear. Thank you, Kelly, by the way. Hutch on YouTube, can you give me a bigger city near Whitesburg, please? Again, so to zoom in more specifically here, the two tornado warnings that are active are heading for Beverly, Stony Fork, Laurel Ford, Blackmont, Tackytown, Mollis, Rella, RJ Field, Scalf, Walker, DeWitt and Walker being right in that rotation signature. So you need to be, by far, listening to my voice inside of whatever shelter or lowest room of your building that you have. Bimble, Himyar, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Those are your warnings over there. Those are your cities for your warnings over there. Over here for this one, which probably should be canceled here soon, Big Laurel, Divide, Napier, Lewis Creek, and Chappell or Chapel, Kentucky. Again, still seeing a nice rotation signature over here along Highway 6 and Highway 779, just to the south of Barberville for Perman, Swan Lake, Dishman Springs, Rockholds, Trosper, Warren, the city, not county, Timsley, Kentucky Ridge Forest Wildlife Management area out there in southeastern Kentucky. Starting to see some brighter returns coming in from this cell out here for Marcia's sighting along Highway 27 out there. Not quite rotating, but we'll have to keep an eye on that one for perhaps the chance of some maturity out there. Let's go ahead and focus on these here. Leave these up on the screen so you guys can kind of see the cities for yourself there. Yeah, Megan, you'll be coming in behind the storms. You should be good. Harlan doesn't have to be in their safe spots right now, but you should absolutely prepare because it looks like this one's heading toward that area. Lincoln County, you're all clear, by the way. Whoever was asking about that in the YouTube chat, Lincoln County's fine. This is already past you. Oh, someone was asking about Louisa, Kentucky, up there in Lawrence County. A little bit too far north of the main energy there. You should be all clear. You're still going to have thunderstorms. By the way, all clear doesn't mean you're not going to see anything. All clear means all clear for the severe threat. You're still probably going to see thunderstorms. And they're going to be loud. But loud doesn't always equal severe. Special weather statement coming out for this storm here. So they're going to drop that severe warning and go to a special weather statement. Is this an all-nighter? No, Grim. This has got this row of counties right here, and then it's out of Kentucky. We don't have to worry about it. And then that's it. We're good. And then we're moving on to a snow threat for next week. So, yeah, welcome to Kentucky. It is a busy time. It is a busy time. Between this and all the emergency offices that we help out and all the businesses that we give forecasting for, it has been a full-fledged pedal to the metal out here. Again, want to point out real quickly for those of you that may just be tuning in, I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with W&K. Thank you guys for all the shares and likes that you are putting on the broadcast, both on YouTube and Facebook, helping us spread our information. We appreciate that. We do have 2 tornado warnings active. I have a feeling this one will probably be canceled up here. So I'm going to focus on this one out here toward Walker, Scalf, and Field and Rella, Kentucky, heading toward Tackytown, Mullis, Blackmont. This is by far the best signature of all 3 of these. This one's starting the weekend a little bit. Hopefully that continues. We'll keep an eye on it. But by far the best signature right now is that red box right there in the middle. I'm going to check for any correlation drops. And sort of kind of, it's really hard to see correlation drops out here in far eastern Kentucky where they're going into those radar gaps. Pro Ranter with a $10 donation on YouTube says, are we going to get earlier spring storms this year? I do see the potential for severe weather at the end of February as well. Again, that's very far out. So we haven't really focused on it too much. Going anything further than like 3 or 4 days out in the weather world's bad news. It almost never works out. But we do have a big cool down coming in. This is part of that cool down, by the way. This is a cold front. This is why we're seeing all this. We actually warmed up to 60. Matter of fact, southeastern Kentucky down here got all the way up to 75 degrees this morning. 75. They were 30 degrees last night. 75. Absolutely wild stuff out here in southeastern Kentucky. And that's part of the reason why we're seeing all of this occur. But the forcing part of this nighttime storms that we're seeing now is the cold front that's moving its way through. So that's going to actually aid in our snow chance for next week. And we'll have a couple of snow chances and maybe, unfortunately, a freezing rain chance. We're keeping an eye on all that. Really messy next 2 weeks up ahead. And then we flip back to warm weather. And again, once you flip back to warm weather coming off of a polar front, this happens, so keeping an eye on the potential for severe weather down the road in late February. And there goes my dog. Cave City's by far on the clear. Again, it's just these cities that you see on your screen right now. These are the only cities under any type of threat. Laura, thank you for sharing the broadcast. I appreciate that, as well as Lisa and Stacy, Kendra, Brian, and everyone else. Thank you guys for your shares. Yeah, this one's into it right now. A direct rotation into it. Again, I don't know if this is on the ground. I don't have eyeballs on the ground there, but the rotation signature is right over DeWitt, heading toward Walker, Scalf, and Field, Kentucky. By the way, we've already had 2 confirmed tornadoes from this morning. One on the Hardin, Hart, and LaRue County lines right there, that little corridor connecting all 3 counties right there. And then another one, I believe, in Rockcastle County. It was an EF1 in that first one I mentioned. The rating for the second one hasn't come out yet, but I feel like that's probably going to be EF1 as well. They were pretty similar signatures on radar. It's actually the same cell, it just pulsed up and down. I think we've also had several damaging wind confirmations as well from this morning's round. and all those surveys still are ongoing. The only one that's actually been finalized is the Hardin, Hart, and LaRue County one. That's the only one that's been finalized so far. And I have a feeling from the signatures that we've seen over the last hour here on radar that we're probably going to see more confirmations from surveys that may occur tomorrow morning. Muhlenberg County. The reason you're having a hard time seeing it is because Muhlenberg County is all the way over here, and you're by far in the clear. What's the blue square? This is a special weather statement, so it indicates a strong thunderstorm. I don't like special weather statements; they should not exist. It takes away the actual effect of real warnings. But this is basically indicating a strong thunderstorm that's not quite severe. Cave said he's all clear, good to go. No problem, Luna. If you guys have any blurry issues, you can always watch the broadcast on YouTube if you have it on YouTube. There's also ways that you can go into the broadcast, if I remember correctly, and turn up the. Wait, he had a keyboard shortcuts. Oh my goodness, yes, that would absolutely be useful. Sorry, I got distracted. The weatherwise guy messaged me something. Oh my goodness, yes, that would absolutely. Yeah, so if you go into the stream here, I know sometimes I don't like Facebook a whole lot, because it always auto declines or auto decreases the quality on pictures we post, on videos we post. But you got the broadcast here right on your phone, right? If you just tap the screen up there where the video is, it brings up this overlay down here. You click the little settings gear and you go to quality, and you could turn that quality up, and it shouldn't be blurry for you anymore. I gotta see, where did he add these? I'll look at it later, but that's really cool. I didn't know that he added keyboard shortcuts. How did I miss that? How in the world did I miss that? Oh, I see it right there. I'm blind. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm learning as we're going through here. This radar is just the best, dude. It's just, if you guys don't have this downloaded, you're literally missing out. Barberville is no longer in that. Well, you're still in the warning box, but most of the actual main rotations have moved to the east of you, so you're going to be all clear here soon. I would give it about 10 more minutes. Phone is too small watching you on YouTube. Yeah, whenever I'm watching broadcast, I always put it on my smart TV and just watch it on YouTube. It's way easier. So again, for those of you that may just be tuning in, I see some new faces in here. The tornado warnings are active for central Harlan, northeastern Bell, east central Knox, southwestern Leslie, and southeastern Clegg County. And then this tornado warning up here should have already been canceled, but it is still technically active, and it is for Leslie and Harlan counties in Kentucky. So those are the only counties under a tornado warning at this time. Fort Campbell, you're about 150 miles west of the actual action. You're all clear. You had your storms earlier. What about DeWitt? Still need to remain in your safe spot. This pocket of rotation is over you out here in DeWitt. Why is it not let me? Why is it not pulling up the name there? Oh, it's back here. That's why. Yeah, so it looks like it's just passing you. I would give it about 10 more minutes, and then you should be good to go. And that rotation signature seems to be getting pretty broad. So I'm assuming this one will be allowed to expire here soon. I'm gonna refresh radar and see if. Okay, this is just still active, even though there's absolutely nothing here. Yeah, Harlan County, you're in that tornado warning, so you need to be in your safe spot. Thank you, Danielle. Appreciate that. Debbie, Amanda, Chelsea, everyone, thank you for sharing the broadcast. We appreciate you. It's just turned out to be quite the severe weather event, huh? For a lot of you, you're wondering what's going on because not a whole lot of folks saw it, but the same portions of the area are getting hit. Southeastern Kentucky, and then take an imaginary line back out here toward Litchfield and Caneyville and Beaver Dam, and just connect those two lines together. And that area's been hit several times today, several times from all the way from 4 a.m. Oh my goodness. I'm messing up my zooms here. There we go. Which radar is called WeatherWise. So if you look here on our main screen, you can download it. Go to weatherwise.app on your phone, in your browser, and it'll actually allow you to download the app on your phone. You can follow along here with us and kind of just learn how to use it as we're going through here. It's a in my opinion, it's a brand new radar, but it's one of the best free radars, if not the best free radar that you can get. I mean, genuinely, genuinely. Paul, thank you for your 50 stars. I appreciate that. I want to take a real quick second while things look a little bit more calm here. Again, we do have some rotation here, but this is quite broad. Probably indications of a hail threat, and that does look to be the case. That rotation is quite broad, so I'm not expecting that to be anything at this point. So I don't really see any real concerning portions of the area at this point. So I want to take just a real quick second and thank our sponsors. You know, they know that when we do these alert broadcasts, we don't do our sponsor roles that we usually do. Those are saved for your classic broadcast. But I want to thank them because they're the folk. I mean, they're the reason we're allowed to be here for you from 5 a.m. this morning all the way until now. You know, 24/7 we're here for you. Digital Solutions. Thank you very much to them. Hyper Roofing. If you're in or around Hardin County and you suffered some storm damage today, make sure to hyperroofing.com and get a quote from them. Free estimates there. FBI Buildings does the same thing. Building restorations. If you have any building or damage to your buildings that's outside of the roofs, again, hit them up. FBIbuildings.com. Also free estimates. Weatherwise, of course, the radar here that we're using, the only radar that we use and trust at this point. Thank you to them. And of course, our longest standing sponsor, Right Implement. I can't say enough kind words about them. That's a business that you want to support right there. Right Implement. So again, thank you to all of those sponsors. We appreciate them. They know that when we do these alert broadcasts like this, they know we don't do sponsor roles because that's just the same thing for when TVs go on air or for news stations during tornado warnings. They don't do sponsor roles or commercial breaks. We don't do that either. But I just wanted to say a quick thank you to them because, again, they are the reason that we're allowed to do what we do for you guys 24/7. So we hope that you consider using their products or shopping at their stores or selecting them when it comes to repairs. So thank you very much to all those sponsors. Yeah, Kat, and this is phenomenal. So also on this radar, while we have a second here, they actually have like satellite. You can see now that's nighttime, so you really can't see too well. So that's why it kind of looks a little bit blurry there. But you can see where the clouds are for the day. They have these outlooks here, several different outlooks that you can look at. For example, if you want to look at the SPC's tornado outlook, you can see it right there. It highlights southeastern Kentucky to eastern Tennessee, so on and so forth. And they have other radar or other outlooks here. For example, when we have winter weather, you can see where the greatest area for snowfall is. Of course, right now it's all the way up here in Canada, northeastern portion of the country, but really, really, really not only a great radar, but a great just tool in general to have, by your side. Again, the only reason I'm going over all that is because I don't really see any immediate threats here. We do see some rotation here, but it's very, very, very broad, which means that this cell's probably dying. And the reason for that, most likely, is that it's going into the higher elevations of southeastern Kentucky. Again, we mentioned about 20 minutes ago that when these do get to the higher elevations of southeastern Kentucky, 9 times out of 10, the tornado threat dies down, and the damaging wind gust threat is the one that rises. And it does look to be the case for these storms here, as we have a severe thunderstorm warning down here just to the east of Barberville, heading toward Pineville. By the way, Barberville, you're all good to go. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Laurel Ford, to Stony Fork, to Beverly, to Field, to Rella, to Scalf, Kentucky. And then we also have severe thunderstorm warnings up here for Big Laurel, to Defeated Creek, Skyland, Hotspot, Blackie, what is that name there? Howley, Wentz, Ulva, Cornetsville, out there in far east Kentucky, heading toward Whitesburg. Again, all threats right now look to be quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts at this point. Yeah, Cats, if you go to this bottom left portion of the drop down here, you have all these different things that you can look at. So debris signatures would be under this correlation coefficient. Right now is not really a good example to show you because there's not any debris signatures, but that's where you would look for it at. Velocity is where you look at the wind gusts there, you kind of measure it. I do believe that soon they're going to add the miles per hour instead of the meters per second for us to help a lot of folks out in America that don't use meters per second. I do think they're going to do that at some point. They mentioned to me, so that'll be a little bit easier for you guys to understand. And so on and so forth. You can see how tall the storms are here on enhanced echo tops. A lot of cool stuff here. Kind of just play around and learn and Google the different things. Yo, Danielle, you're good to go. You're good to go. Tornado warnings for this red box. We're here for Phil to Beverly to Stony Fork to Tacky Town, Kentucky. The degree signature would be really bright. You'll know it when you see it, Cat. You'll know it when you see it. It'll be really bright. It'll be in the middle. It'll be a little bitty circle. It'll be try to find an example for you, but I just don't have time right now. But it's you'll know it when you see it. It jumps out of the screen at you. I got you, Danielle. Not currently, but you will have this severe thunderstorm warning tracking to you here in about 10 to 15 minutes. So in Whitesburg, looks like it's going to be a wind threat of up to 55 mile per hour and up to 1 inch diameter hail there. No, Jackie, Moorhead and all those places up there are good to go. All right. I think everyone's tired. Usually our viewership is way higher on nights like tonight. A lot of it peaked out this morning. I think everyone's just tired. I think there's gonna be a lot of folks going to bed early tonight. I think there's gonna be a lot of folks going to bed early tonight. Yes, for Monticello, it's over. Yes, London, Kentucky's all clear. That's okay, Jordan. Yes, Scottsville, Kentucky's all clear. Bardstown, Kentucky's by far all clear. Corbin should be all clear, yes. This, by the way, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up here for this severe thunderstorm warning up here. 1 inch diameter hail and 60 mile per hour winds. This is for Letcher and Pike County out here for eastern Kentucky. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counties to go, and this thing is all done. So for the other 115 counties in the state, which is the majority of you, your threat's over. Not just yet, Joystick. You probably got about another 15 minutes or so. Shayla, thank you. Melissa, Louisville is by far all good. Haven't really had a threat up there today. There you go, Kelly. Looks like they're going to cancel or allow that trainer warning to expire. They're going to go with a big severe thunderstorm warning box for 60 mile per hour wind gust and 1 inch diameter hail. That's going to include Wallens Creek, Path Fork, Pineville, Harlan, Kentucky. Again, this is going to start transferring, like we've mentioned over the last 20 minutes several times. This is going to begin transferring to a wind gust and hail threat, which is great news. Once you get to these higher elevations, tornadoes do not like high elevations. They will not tolerate that. Up to Kentucky is by far all clear. Again, it's just for these bottom four or five counties here. That's all the focus is on, and then it's all done. Yes, Williamsburg is close to all clear. Right now, you have a strong thunderstorm going there, but once that one gets done, you're good to go. Harlan is not clear. You just got a severe thunderstorm warning issued before you got another about 30 to 40 minutes till it's all clear. No problem, Laura. Yeah, anytime this is what happens when you guys ask for warm-ups in the middle of winter. This always happens. Well, I don't know when you guys are going to learn to stop asking for warm-ups in the middle of winter. I don't know when you guys are going to learn to stop doing that. This always happens. Always. It's never good news when you come off of a polar air streak for 2 weeks and then you got temperatures warming up to 60 to 70 degrees in the middle of the night. Never good news. Is do it clear. About another 5 minutes or so. Just let this one cell get past you all the way, and then you're good to go. Awesome, no problem, my friend. Adair County's by far all clear. Once this tornado warning expires officially, we'll probably hop off the broadcast, by the way, guys. Angelica, thank you for the 50 stars. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you so much. Ryuk, I hope I'm saying the name correctly. I know I'm butchering that, but thank you for your compliment. I appreciate that. I think this is the first time I've worn a T-shirt on the broadcast in like years. I usually wear polos or button-ups. That's how you know I'm pretty done. I'm pretty done. I was able to sneak in a little bit of a nap earlier during the break, um, but of course my kiddo woke me up, so we didn't really have too much of a nap there. Esther, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jovan, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Yeah, Kat, very true, very true. My allergies have also been going crazy the last week. Wow, they still have their trainer warning down here. Is this an emergency down here now, or is this just okay? Still just trainer warning. This cell down here. This is Tennessee, by the way. This is not Kentucky. This one has been warned, I believe, at least for an hour. Yeah, it's been since back here at Gallatin, Kentucky, I believe. So it's been warned for quite some time down there in Tennessee. Yeah, trainer warning just expired. There goes my dog again. Dog's so rude. How does he not understand I'm on a broadcast? Not supposed to be barking. Yeah, Laura. And also, we do have that snow threat for next week too. Uh oh no, I didn't mean to leak that. You all didn't see that. You all didn't see that. I hate showing totals this early. You guys just run with them every time. You guys just run with them every time. But I just wanted to show you this real quick while we have a second to breathe here. Look at that. Absolute mess on the way for Tuesday. I don't know how this is going to play out because we're going to be battling warm temperatures versus cold temperatures. And the battle is going to be in Kentucky, as you can see with all those pretty colors ongoing. So again, if you see a forecast out right now for snowfall, immediately unfollow whoever's putting that forecast out because no one knows what's going to be occurring on Tuesday just yet. Because here's this model's look, right? It has a little bit of snowfall and freezing rain and sleet occurring, but I'll go over here to the European model. And for the same day, for the same event, it looks completely different. So no one knows at this point. But just know there's a signature for a wintry event next week. Perhaps multiple. Um, Mike Cotton, no, not just yet. It takes a while for those surveys and reports to actually come through. A lot of people are just siphoning through the damage for a little bit, especially at nighttime. It usually takes until sunlight hits really to start getting reports and confirmations in. Beth with the 99 stars, thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right, I think that's going to do it for us here. Hopefully, that's the last time you see me. I believe it will be. Again, this is exiting the state at this point. Really, the only thing that exists right now is those bottom three or this bottom four portions, these bottom four counties, I should say, in Kentucky in the southeastern portion of the state. That's the only real threat. Everywhere else, Kentucky, you're all clear. And then once this exits eastern Kentucky, everyone's all clear. So our long day is finally going to be done here very soon. I cannot wait. I'm going to bed. As soon as if you guys when you guys see the all clear post on Twitter and Facebook, just know 5 minutes after that post, I will be hitting the pillow. Just know. Just know. Just know. Anyway, I want to appreciate everyone for hanging out with me throughout this broadcast and throughout these long super day. Thank you to everyone that has chosen WNK. Our Twitter and Facebook and YouTube have skyrocketed today, so thank you guys for all of your support there. We appreciate you. When should it exit? A lot of this should be gone within the next 45 minutes. Good question there. But that's going to do it for us here. At this point, there's no immediate dangers on the radar, just a lot of tough stuff to deal with. We'll post about all those updates for you here on Facebook and Twitter. Again, until next time, folks, appreciate you. Stay safe, Kentucky. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now, Kentucky.